Good morning, patrons, subscribers. Hope you're doing okay. Now, AJ, we had some formidable resistance. We had three things converge at one point in time. We had the ATL target long, we had monthly support, which is your green line there, and the SLC. So we had three things all converge at one point. So it was a good thing that we didn't go long, and we just cut the trade. It was going to be a long, and it was just basically scratched at zero loss, zero gain, and we really fell. So obviously it's strong resistance there times 3. Okay, and so what's happened is that we went from the ATL target long almost to the ATL target short within a day, which tells you to be really careful across yen. One above is 88.75, one below is 87.25. Now, I'm not going to recommend that you trade this at all. You could potentially look for a weekly open, but we'd have taken out some liquidity. So for me, I would not trade this one because of this move. It's probably a little bit too volatile right now. Let's look at AU, and we'll have to see. I've lost an ability on my mouse. I can't press my middle button, so I can't draw, which is kind of frustrating. So I might need to reformat my computer, but ideally you click your mouse wheel in and then you can get like a measurement, and I've lost that ability. So it might need that my computer needs to be reformatted maybe, or reinstall the terminal, but it doesn't really matter too much. It's just a nice way of measuring. Oh, there, I've got it back. It might be my mouse. It might be my mouse. I dropped my mouse earlier. Ah, yeah, it does work. It's my mouse being a bit funky. So there's if you hold the mouse button in, you get this crosshair. Then you hold your left mouse button and you get a measurement. So that's really cool. I wanted that. So AU, how are we looking? So it's difficult to say, isn't it? Perhaps weekly open to target SLC, 49 pips. But you'd want to be careful about where your stop loss is. So I don't know where your stop loss would be. Probably, again, to be careful with this one. We might see an angry USD later. If so, we'll see a breach of this weekly open to SLC. So that could be a trade, but I don't know where your stop loss would be. So because I don't know where your SL would be, I'm not going to suggest trading this one. We want to have like a level we can work with. I suppose potentially you could wait for that to break, with a stop here, and to target that, but it'll be a one-to-one trade, wouldn't it? We could maybe do that. What we're going to do going forward, we're going to just draw out some levels, and then we can see, just to see if they, if they're going to work out all right. Just so we're going to look for an entry below that low, and that's going to be our stop at the weekly open. From a technical perspective, if we're below the weekly open, we're quite bearish, so we probably see a break of that to target SLC. So something like that. There you go. It snaps in, but that's fine. So you're looking for a break of that low to target SLC, and your stop's there. So we'll leave this fib on. We can return to it tomorrow. EU, and we'll do GU, obviously. So this would have been a -1R clearly. So we can take that fib off. That's fine. That's a 20 pips loss. That's no worries. This is just something I drew yesterday, so we can remove that. So that was a loss. That's fine. Although really we had a sell trigger from FXCM, so that would have been a nice one. It might be that the train station is as good as the FX SSI indicators, but you see how they've gone long, so we really should have fallen. So one above is at 106.49. And one below is at 105.10. Because we've got ECB, totally avoid this completely. It's going to thrash around and take stops. Note that the liquidity below is large. Actually, that looks a lot larger than this one above. So potentially down. Look for a short. ATO target short to SLC. It's a big move, but it might just want those stops first, and then we'll have a big old rally. GU, I think we did a fib idea, trade idea on this. So this was going okay. So this was our entry. You stop here. So we've done really well, incredibly well. So entry, So we are here. So 139 pips on GU. Okay, so our entry was there. Our stop was based on the 8-hour target long, knowing it's a good technical resistance. It was quite wide, 35 pips, but you can see how we're doing all right. And we'd actually had a 5-hour trade on there yesterday, which is amazing, really. So that's a good one. Euro, not so good. This one was good. And then we can look at dollar Swiss, which I believe we did some levels. Minus 1R. Okay, that's fine. So that was a 14 pip. 13 pip loss, which is fine. The GU is obviously overcome the losses on this one, but what you need to do is keep your losses tight. Okay, so we can remove that now because that was a failure. That was a minus 1R, which is okay. And so yeah, here's an idea: is that you buy above monthly pivot with a stop at 8R long, for example. So let's do the fib, and we're going to enter at monthly pivot, stop here, and then you're going to target 3R to the SLC. So your stop is going to be, I should be able to work that out. It's not exactly hard maths, is it? It's 16 pip stop for potential 48 pip TP. All right, we have surged a lot, so I probably want to see a little retracement first, and then we'll be above monthly pivot around about here, and that could be tomorrow. Yeah, that'd be tomorrow about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I don't really want it to surge so hard so quickly, because then it'll just be a stop hunt and then we'll fall. What I need to do is do this nice and gradual, above monthly pivot, SLC probe. So that's what I think is going to happen. Nice and gradual. There's your stop, there's your entry, there's your TP. Okay, so currently GU is running, and this is a potential scenario. And how are we looking? All right, we're doing okay. It was a wide stop, wasn't it? If you remember yesterday's video, I wasn't sure where to put the stop loss, so we had it up here. It was wide, and okay, yeah, 135.19. It was very wide stop, so that's not really recommended that you have such a wide stop, but it's going fine. It's going okay, and from an entry to now, it's 219 pips. So GU and UJ were really good this week using this fib tool, and we're projecting targets based on stop loss clusters. Okay, so yeah, let's, entry. I'm not sure about the entry. It should be lower. Should have been there. I think what happened is that it locked in potentially, but that's definitely where we had the stop loss anyway. It was a wide stop, and there was our entry. So currently 203 pips up, which is quite good. So what happened here was that it's a stop loss cluster probe before, and then we'd fallen since. So broke monthly pivot as well, do note as well. So so UJ was a success, is a success still. If it was me and this was a live trade, I would have taken profit at 3R. And I would be out quite happily, and GU I probably would have taken profit on that as well. But EU and dollar Swiss were failures. But the thing is, the stop losses were tight, and so the damage was minimal. And that's what you need to do. You need to try and forecast a good 2R or 3R, and then you're going to make profit long term. So that's that. So we'll just return tomorrow and to see how these are done. If I were you, I would probably take profit on this because the 8R target is short, okay? And it's a 3R combination. So that would be a really good trade. Enter to target 8R target short. Really nice trade. And it was basically up to take stop loss, down to the technical support. And that's it. That's the move. That was the trade. And that was a really good result. really, really good. So very happy with that. And GU is obviously a success as well. EU and dollar Swiss weren't so good, but that's fine because the stops were tight. So it's fine. You can afford tight stops, and so there's a potential scenario for AU. It might happen, and you're looking for a break of that low of a stop there. So what I need to do is make a note about what trades are running, and then I can present them to the Discord. But this week's just for testing purposes, and then we can definitely have a look at the setup next week. And it looks like it's got great potential.